lands and board wipes versus chaos and gods. Who will win? Find out next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, I want to take a quick second to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some People Lands plus board wipes. So 50 lands in the deck, and we've got a one-lander. Let's mulligan that. And this opening hand looks a little bit better. Let's go ahead and keep this one. So our turn one, we'll start with this forest and go for a Worldly Tutor on the end step. So we're going to play this Worldly Tutor, and we definitely want Oracle of Moldiah. It should be absolutely ridiculous in our deck. There's like 50, or there's more than 50 lands in this deck, so yeah. Let's play the Scalding Tarn, crack the Scalding Tarn, look for something that comes in tapped. Maybe not, maybe we have mostly duels. Something with a little white may not be the worst due to the Hour of Revelation, so let's get the Plateau, and we'll pass like that. So today I'm joined by a fan of the channel in DORT. They've shown up in some previous videos that I've done. They're playing a Chromat deck today. I'm not really sure what they're up to. Actually, you know what? They did mention it before the game. They are playing a Gods Tribal deck with Chromat at the front, so that should be fun. And then we are joined by two Patreon supporters. Lousy Pun is playing a Zedru deck, and they said it's a Chaos kind of deck, so we'll see what's going on there. And then we're also joined by Firemaker282, another Patreon supporter, and they're playing Ravos Soul Tender, partnered with Thrasios Triton Hero. That'll be interesting. Those are some pretty good commanders right there. And we're playing Sliver Hive Lord. We are not actually playing Slivers today. We are playing People Lands plus board wipes. So our goal is to get a bunch of lands that turn into creatures, wipe the board of all non-land permanents, and then go attacking with our creature lands. I imagine that our plan is not going to be particularly fast. I also imagine that this deck will probably just be really frustrating to play against. Anyway, right here, we're going to drop the land, play the Cultivate. Let's get a Swamp. Do we want two plains? I think we just want two plains. Get the plains. Put a plains into play. We want the plains so that when we need the Hour of Revelation, it's ready to go. You know what? A wheel effect would be absolutely terrible for us right here. And Zedru coming into play. Sure. Fetid Ruin? No! That's not what we want to see. That's going to be really bad. Oh, man, I don't think I packed a Strip Mine in this deck either. I probably need to tinker with the mana base a little bit in this deck. A 5-color lands matters deck is not exactly my strong suit of deck building. Thrasios Titan Hero going to swing into the Chromat, sure. We draw a Vampiric Tutor, that should be helpful at some point. Play the Oracle of Moldiah, see if there's any lands on top. There's a Crucible of Worlds on top, so I guess we will play we'll play a Plains and we'll play the Lumbering Falls, and then we'll pass like that. That Crucible of Worlds will be helpful so that we can crack the fetch and do all that sort of stuff every turn. Here comes an Eidolon of Blossoms, sure. Opponent gets to draw a card off of that. There's a Time Sifter. That's going to be really bad for us. Oh, that's going to be even worse. They're going to get our Crucible of Worlds right here. But also because our deck is like mostly lands. There's about 55 lands in the deck. Oh man, yeah, Time Sifter is going to be not great for us. Opponent's going to trigger their Thrasios. Was hoping to keep that Crucible of Worlds. Crucible of Worlds gets exiled. Let's see who gets the extra turn. Oh my god, we got the extra turn. How did we get the extra turn? I hope Time Sifter isn't bugged. I've seen it crash games before. Blade of the Bloodchief coming down for our opponent, and a Viscera Seer. Interesting. Time Sifter will trigger again. We have a land on top. There's a swamp we need. Play that swamp. Ooh, a Rhystic Study. So Chromat got the extra turn this time. Oh, it makes me sad. I really don't want to blow up our Oracle of Moldiah yet, but Time Sifter is such a problematic card. Play the Raging Ravine. Hour of Revelation is 6 to cast, but we'll go ahead and cast it. Next turn we will... do we wait for the Rhystic Study, then Vampiric Tutor, or what? It's going to be a tough call. Yeah, I think we draw the Rhystic Study first and then Vampiric Tutor. That seems like a better line of play. Opponent's going to scry with their Viscera Seer, sure. So everything gets blown up right there. So Mirari's Wake coming down for the Chromat opponent. That brings it back to... Oh, yep, that brings it back to our original turn, so we get a turn right now. Awesome. Probably a good time for Ugin since nothing's on the board. Play this Forest. We will bolt... who to hit? Who to hit? Let's hit Zedru. They gain life off of their commander, so that's a thing. We're sitting on an Ugin with 9 counters. There's a Birds of Paradise, sure. There's a Thran Temporal Gateway. They may put historic permanents from their hand onto the battlefield. That'll be good in the Gods deck. So they're going to use the Thran Temporal Gateway for a Mogis, sure. So Mogis trigger, Zedruu just taps out and passes. Mogis trigger on the partnered opponent. Ravos coming into play, sure. At the end step, I'm going to Vampiric Tutor, and I'm going to get one of our draw spells. How's our blue mana? Looks like we have one blue mana, so our blue mana situation not great currently, which means that maybe Rites of Flourishing is the way to go. Maybe Realm Seekers. Pull from Tomorrow is double blue. I think I'm going to go for the Realm Seekers, and we'll just rely on the Rhystic Study to do the card draw. Mogis trigger on us, we're going to lose some life. We draw the Realm Seekers. We're going to bolt the Ravos, play the Realm Seekers, play the Rhystic Study, and hope we can draw some cards this way. Opponent asks what am I playing? Oh, they'll see. They will see. Opponent going to use the Thran Temporal Gateway again. Gets, a Locust God. That's a pretty good one. Those insects can cause some problems for our Ugin trying to ultimate this turn. There's, Purphoros. Purphoros coming down. Rhystic Study, opponent pays for the Rhystic Study. Boo. Need to draw some cards. We are out of cards. No attacks from the Chromat opponent. If they had sent the bird into Ugin, that means that Ugin wouldn't survive when we ultimate. So that could be relevant. Would love to see some card draw with the Rhystic Study. Opponent's going to play Grip of Chaos. That will get us a card draw. Whenever a spell or ability is put onto the stack, if it has a single target, reselect its target at random. Draw with the Rhystic Study. It's a land. Keep making our land drops. This deck needs to make all of our land drops. In fact, it probably needs to make 2 or 3 land drops a turn to really have any kind of success. So Mogis trigger, ticking down people's life total. Here comes Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Uh-oh. I think our Ugin's about to get bounced. Ugh. Even worse, opponent pays for the Rhystic Study. Yep, gonna bounce the Ugin. Oh, it reselected the target. Nice. So that puts our Realm Seekers third from the top, which means when we ultimate Ugin, we should get it back. Ooh, there's a Zendikar Royal. That'll be good. So ultimate this Ugin. So the Grip of Chaos saving our Ugin right there. Merciless Eviction should be pretty helpful. We get to put 7 cards from our hand onto the battlefield. Get the Zendikar Royal. Realm Seekers. Don't think we need Oblivion. Do we need Oblivion Stone just yet? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it'll save us mana in the long run. Get all of these lands. Zendikar Royal will trigger a bunch of times. Play a forest. More Zendikar Royals. This turn, I'm going to spend this turn using most of the Realm Seekers. And then next turn, I think we'll start attacking with the man lands. Opponent says, oh dear. This deck. In all likelihood, we will lose our Ugin this turn. It's turn 8, and we have many lands. Here comes a Kodama's Reach, sure. Still love to get a little bit more card draw going. Here's a Sphere of Safety. Ugh. Opponent again paying for the Rhystic Study. Not great for us. Opponent going to send the Insect into the Ugin, and the Locust God into the Teferi. Sure. Ugin will go down. We do have that land that can get Ugin back, so we may look for that with the Realm Seekers. So Ugin down, Teferi down. Mogis trigger on Zedruu. Zedruu coming back to play, and looks like we will get a card draw. It's Kiora. Nice. That will be helpful. Mogis on the partnered opponent. They're down to 32. Here comes, Knowledge Pool. Oh boy. Well, we draw with Rhystic Study. We draw Rampaging Baloths. That's a good one. We can't really use the Oblivion Stone counter ability because it's going to get chosen at random. Let's see. On target permanent, yeah. So it might start hitting opponent's permanents, so not really any reason to use that. What goes into the Knowledge Pool? Growing Rites of Itlimoc, Grave Titan, Godless Shrine, Solemn Simulacrum, Soul Ring, lands, another Fetid of Ruin. And for us, a Phyrexian Rebirth and 2 lands. We're going to start using the Realm Seekers. Let us get our... Let's get the Academy Ruins. That's a good one to have. Where's that one that gets back Ugin? What's that thing called? Maybe I didn't put that one in here. I thought I did. Oops. Let's get the Mazavith. We'll get the Celestial Colonnade since it has reach. And we'll get a... Let's get the Lava Claw Reaches. Crack the Verdant Catacombs. Let's get a Temple Garden tapped. Zendikar's Royal will trigger. Mogis will trigger. Not going to sacrifice right here. We draw Creeping Tar Pit. Now we could use something that allows us to play additional lands. That would be pretty good. We can do a lot of damage to the partnered opponent if we want to. Oh, the Stirring Wildwood was already in play. I didn't realize that. That would have been good to know. We are short on blue mana. So I think we'll just set the Raging Ravine for now. Actually, how much is that? That's 16 plus 8 is 26. Plus 3 is 29. Yeah, I guess we just finished them off. Kind of want to get rid of the Knowledge Pool. Swing like this. Grip of Chaos will trigger from the counter. Seems to end up on the same place, so that's good. Opponent goes down to 5. Seems pretty good. Let's play the... what can we cast, actually? I did not tap my lands the most ideally. I think it's going to be Maze of Ith just so we can protect ourselves. We can use the Stirring Wildwood also to protect ourselves, so I think that's where we want to be. We will pass like that. Locust God will trigger. Purphoros will trigger. Partnered opponent down to 3. Locust God's going to draw and discard. It's going to make some more... It's going to make another creature and put them down to 1. Opponent's going to use the Thran Temporal Gateway, sure. Gets an Erebos into play. And going to draw and discard with a Locust God one more time. And that's going to do it for the partnered opponent. Down they go. Knowledge Pool goes away, and now I can actually see what's on my board, which is helpful. See what opponent wants to attack right here. We are going to get them so good with this Merciless Eviction. Sending just the Locust God into us. Sure, we'll use the Maze of Ith on that. Oh. No other legal targets. That actually works out really well. So, the Grip of Chaos changes the target, but since there are no other legal targets, still going to prevent that damage. Sounds good to me. I would have done something with those. Well, I guess we have a lot of attackers, so I guess they need to hold back some blockers. That makes sense. Here comes a Whims of Fate. Starting with you, each player separates all permanents they control into 3 piles, then each player chooses one of their piles at random and sacrifices those permanents. Oh, Lord. This is not going to be great. We're going to get to draw with Rhystic Study, though. That's good. Draw an Omnath. Omnath, very good. Oh, that's weird. Never seen this one resolved. Opponent having some problem with the card. Opponent says they broke the game, and looks like they're going to scoop it up. Oh, it seems to be working now. I can't seem to move my piles at all. I don't really know what's going on with this card, but hopefully we don't lose all of our permanents. And the game crashed. Down it goes.
So unfortunately this game crashed, we never got to see the end of it. I didn't have time to film another game with this deck, but if this deck is something you want to see more of, just let me know in the comments below. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.